And we start off from the Ashanti region. This afternoon, the artisans at Suame Magazine in Kumasi have been reacting angrily to the visit of the Member of Parliament for the area, Osei Kyei-Mensah-Bonsu. Now, the artisans threw sachet water at the Member of Parliament entourage to register their displeasure at the delays in fixing deplorable roads in the area. They say that the failure of government to fix bad roads in the area is not only hampering businesses in the hub, but also threatening their lives. My colleague Osei Kyei-Mensah is on the ground and joins us for more on this. We'll get to him shortly, but first let's bring back this report filed by Emmanuel Bright-Kweku, where the artisans stormed the streets to register their displeasure about the state of their roads.
Throughout Thursday, some of the artisans and spare parts dealers here at Suame Magazine had to abandon their job. For what reason? To protest against the poor nature of roads within the enclave. The main Suame to Macro Road have for months been milled, ready for upgrade, but unfortunately the project has stalled. Now, the artisans say this has affected their work.
For 5 months,
we have had to contend with dust. We do not make enough when we come to work, and now our health is threatened due to dust. We haven't seen the factories and dams promised by the government. See what they are now doing to us. The majority leader, who is our MP, only comes around to campaign, sharing money to drunkards for their votes. When election is due, our MP will organize football competition, offering 3,000 CDs to the winner. He neglects all developmental projects at the election. The MPP government keeps deceiving us. For 4 months, our wells are locked up. We can't display them due to the dust.
No police in free station, but now someone may see how
their actions today affect flow of traffic. It took police intervention to ensure that the roadblocks are removed for free flow of traffic. Leadership of the artisans and spare parts dealers here at the Suame Magazine have been pleading with their members to halt the protest. Mr. Anthony Opon is one of them.
And they've ordered some from outside. It's on the way coming, so we should wait for it. But unfortunately, since then there has not been further communication to us as to what has led to this stalemate. So yesterday, we the leaders took the opportunity to go to the urban roads headquarters at regional office.
Well, so there's more on this. Let's speak to my colleague Osei Kyei-Mensah, who's been monitoring the events for us. Osei, bring us up to speed with what's happening right now in the constituency.
Thank you, my brother. It was a normal visit in reaction to just a few days ago when the residents and artisans of our magazine staged a demonstration demanding that government fix their roads. Indeed, they say the roads are in deplorable state, especially the Suame roundabout, not helpful stretch. Part of it has been awarded to a contractor, the shop construction. The contractor has site, and unfortunately, a part of the surface of the road has been removed and making it dusty for the artisans and then spare parts dealers. They say many a time when they bring their products and display them for sale, they end up dusting the product. It makes it difficult for buyers or potential buyers to even attract to those products. So today, the Member of Parliament who we are told are being in part of the service by representing the people of Suame, led by the municipal representatives for Suame, and other officials from the assembly, paid visits to the area, for instance, in the first place, to assess how construction work has been going, and also meet the leadership of the artisans and the spare parts dealers. But unfortunately, they were met by this hostile crowd as they moved towards the venue of the meeting, and the crowd, mainly artisans, started, throwing sachet water on the entourage. And I could see on several occasions members of the entourage being hit by these chilled sachet water in the process. But nonetheless, Mr. Osei Kyei-Mensah-Bonsu and his entourage managed to enter the auditorium where they engaged the artisans and the spare parts dealers. And whilst the process was ongoing, the Ashanti Regional Police Commander, COP Afo-Waki Yadom, and also the Suame District and Divisional Command officials were also there to lend a hand.
Are we getting any reaction so far, either from the MP or the security or officials on this?
Yes, the MP has been reacting, but first let's listen to some of the people or the artisans. They are concerned why they did what they did today.
So beyond that as well, I'm sure that the Member of Parliament, as you were indicating, has also raised some issues with what's happening in the constituency. Even before we listen to the artisans, what do you have to say about the MP's push after the engagements today?
My traffic light. My traffic light. And yeah, you might chronom traffic. You would be that. You would be MP no amaye. Yes, Sereno. Yapanium over so. Now some Jenya Emla. I don't think I any abrena. Yanuano. Macro traffic light no. Chronom traffic. Yahu yes it's a matter of for this CI or one year so. One for you see chronom. Mama fia ko se franco awurade ewu kro ayekwan wie so tie sere no se ofiri se apeso oto aso de de a onye adwuma yie nye sa de a ya pedi fie guy for ya da ma se mo so ma ya kwase na mo gasa media na amani ampo magazine de obi afre me magazine konfo ya amani ampo media no magazine obi afre me magazine konfo better Kyei-Mensah-Bonsu ase se wa ba na oni aba bekasa because I say no ba na ebu ofu nti na etwa nsuo ene nsuo de na de ya bulu nsuo.
So Ohiming, what more did the Member of Parliament say?
Osei Kyei-Mensah-Bonsu spoke to journalists who were around, and when I asked him for his reaction, he explained that he is not perturbed by the events today. All that he is aware is that he came around to explain to them the efforts that he, as a Member of Parliament representing the area, has put in to ensure that the bad roads, especially the main Suame roundabout, Melko Junction Road, is put in good shape. Detailing how he met the contractor and then officials of the urban roads trying to fix the situation. And so he said, yes, the people, at a point, he agreed with them because he, as a representative and also a member of government, a government official, the anger is not towards him, but because he's a government official, that is why the people were agitated and very, let me say, use the word rude against him. So we can take a listen to him.
Last week here at Suame Magazine, there was a major demonstration. It had to do with the refurbishment
of reconstruction of the main highway that is from Suame roundabout through Marco to Efrancho. The road had developed several potholes and it was causing some accidents. And because of that, the Minister for Roads and Highways awarded a contract to a contractor to refurbish and indeed reconstruct the road. The contractor started work. Unfortunately, midway, he experienced acute shortage of bitumen, and having waited for about 2 weeks, he had to undertake to go to La Côte d'Ivoire to procure bitumen in order to be able to complete the works that he has started. In the meantime, there was massive dust on the road, which is a very busy road, and the artisans were complaining that dust are taking over. Of course, they deal in spare parts, they are mechanics, they deal in spare parts, and with the dust, when the dust settles on the parts, it makes them appear as old parts, and so they are not able to sell at the prices that they have determined to sell. Apart from that, inhaling the dust was also causing sicknesses amongst them, and that is what occasioned the demonstration. But fortunately, we've spoken to the contractor who has, as I said, been able to procure the bitumen, and within the next couple of days is coming to complete what he has started. That is the reshaping of the road and the application of another overlay of asphalt. So in the next 3 days, the hope is that we'll begin applying the asphalt, and hopefully, let's say the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you should be able to finish with it. And with that, will bring considerable relief to the users of the road. But the reason why we are here, to assure the artisans that this is what is about happening, and also to appeal to them that in the very near future, government is going to begin the construction of the interchange at Suame. It is also going to cause some dust, and if it's difficult for them to tolerate this, it will also be very difficult for them to tolerate the other one, the major construction. So you need to come and speak to them to be on the lookout for this, so that when the time comes for the construction of the interchange to begin, people will not develop apprehension for the dust that may come up, because it's a necessary part of road construction. So it is the two reasons why I decided to come and talk to my countrymen and women, the workers at Suame Magazine. I've explained why. Yes, I'm the face of government. So if they are really angry that it's been a while since the scraping of the surface and dust is killing them, certainly when they see any government official, they will vent their spleen on the person. So I'm not worried. I need to explain to them. Maybe when the difficulty happened, we should have had an avenue to have engaged them earlier. If we had engaged them earlier, I believe this wouldn't have happened. So thank you very much.